Okay. Okay, all right. I think we are online for this live streaming session that I have over the weekend. So yeah, the JJ here from Shadowing the Big Boys. Well, welcome to the analysis session that I put up for you guys. So yep, let's start and go ahead with the analysis. So as a usual protocol, so what I will do is I will just go through what are the news that are coming out. I mean, especially those that are of high impact, which you can see over here in red. So those are the one that are of higher impact as compared to those in orange, and of course those yellow one I have filtered it out, not putting it in this context. Okay, so yeah, over here, starting from Monday, I think the first off will be this Empire State Manufacturing Index. So it actually does have some impact on the US dollar, and then in terms of the stock market also as well. But then as compared to last week, we do have this CPI data, right, which was no, it was not last week. I think was the week before. So yeah, we actually no, yeah, it was on Thursday itself. Sorry for the yeah, confusion. So yeah, I think it was last, just take a look, last Thursday. So last Thursday, yeah, we have this CPI data from the US, right? And then we see that there's actually a big reversal on the USD, which is going to the upside. And then for the Euro USD, of course, it plunged down quite significantly. And then there's a Friday follow through, which went down later on. So yeah, later we will also go back to the chart and we will deep dive a bit more into that. Then yep, then for the second half, or I mean for Tuesday itself, then we do have a CPI data from New Zealand, for New Zealand. And then other than that, yeah, the Canadian dollar. So if you are trading this currency, right, or pairs that are related to Canadian dollar, New Zealand dollar, you would like to take note of this news release and make sure that yeah, your position are taken care of if you are in any. And then for the US wise, we do have this retail sales usual time, yeah, it's usually 8:30. If not, it will be 10 p.m. Singapore time, of course. Okay, so that is for the Tuesday. Then Wednesday wise, yeah, and again we do have, I think for next week we pretty much have quite a number of these countries that have CPI data releasing. So CPI, right now the market team is more related to the inflation. So CPI, of course, I mean CPI number will of course be a number that the traders or the players will be more aware of or more focused in. Okay, and then of course, after which on Thursday itself, you do have Australia releasing its employment status. I mean, employment climate. How is it like? What are the unemployment rate and all that? So yeah, US wise also the same at 8:30 p.m. Then other than that, yeah, you can take a look at the news. Pretty I mean, not that little and also not that much high impact news. I would say moderate news for this coming week. Okay, so let's dive back to the chart screen. Okay, so yep. I think where we can start first is let's revisit what I've mentioned about last week's last week context. So for last week, if you just go back to my ideas, and then you can take a look what I've mentioned about for last week, which was 8 October, yeah, just before one day before 9 October, which was last Monday. Okay, so I mentioned, of course, the USD. So USD, I was saying that it seems a bit extended, and there should be some correction taking into consideration of the resistance that is in nearby, and yeah, which is nearby. And then also yeah, overly extended, so it should be some catalyst. For example, in this cases for last week was CPI data. Okay, so that is that, and I think I did mention, yeah, about Eurocare, then also about Aussie dollar, Swiss franc, and S&P. Okay, so these are the few that I mentioned. Usually I would just stick to the top three ideas that I have on the ideas column, my ideas column, which you can take a look. So let's revisit what I've mentioned about Aussie dollar, Swiss franc. So Swiss franc, I think partly why it went bonkers. I mean, being strong. If you did follow up with the US dollar, Swiss franc, which track the strength of the US dollar, and of course the Swiss franc pretty much I would say remain quite strong. You see, for it to be in the negative, that meaning to say that US dollar is actually weaker than Swiss franc on Friday itself. And for the other what you call that, other major currency, most of them actually went negative against US dollar. Of course, except for Canadian dollar. So Canadian dollar, I think pretty much it also ties to the fact that it is a commodity currency in terms of is really tied to the petrol price. I mean oil price and all that. So taking into consideration of the oil price rallying last week because of the war and all that. Also, of course, the gold has went up. So yeah, Canadian dollar, which is closely related, correlated with the oil price, of course, it came out quite strong as compared to the other major. But for Swiss franc wise, I would say that it gains strength because of, I mean, uncertainty is also one of the safe haven as a currency. So yeah, I think that's what contribute to the strength of the Swiss franc as well. So looking at the Aussie dollar, Swiss franc, you can actually look at what I've mentioned last week. I was saying there's this flag or this consolidation that is going on, and I do see that there's more downside to come, because the fact that this uptrend has been uptrend is gone for the daily. And then of course, if you do use some what you call the EMA, like those short-term EMA, you do see that it is starting to get flat and turning bearish. Okay, so of course for now it should be bearish if you were to use the EMA. And for EMA, they are mainly lagging indicator. Okay, so these are the two lines that I've two arrows that I've drawn the last week. So okay, let me just, yeah. So what actually happened last week was that indeed it dropped before not before, sorry, after the start of the week. On Monday itself it did drop, and then it did came back. So yeah, that's where you can also take note. Of course, if let's say you did already shorted here and maybe you have been took out, then I mean, of course you should continue to look at or track this Aussie dollar, Swiss franc, because reason being, the structure wise it has not take out this recent resistance. So not taking this out on the 4 hourly, meaning to say that this downside is still pretty intact for the time being. Okay, so this was the flag that is created. And also you can see that this actually formed a new lower low on the 4 hourly. Okay, so yeah, we still do have our bias. I mean, for me lah, I do still have my bias on this going short. So I did also took a shot here. Just let me use another color. Okay, change it to yellow. Okay, so I took a shot here, took some over here, and then you came back up, and then here is somewhere that I took another one as well. Then this is where I took off some of the position. Then after which you can also go down to the lower time frame to see what actually happens over here. because this is actually was the last support that is made over here. So if you were to go down to, let's say, M15, oops, where is it now? Okay, it's not replicated here. Just give me a while. Okay, okay, so let's go down. Yep. So this was what happened. So you can see that it did held up for a while. I mean, for most of the early morning. I mean, in terms of Singapore time, early morning session, it has been holding. So I mean, it's not of surprise why it did hold, because the liquidity is not there for this pair. I mean, only Aussie's dollar is playing. Um, yeah, trader are only trading in the Aussie dollar in the morning session. Okay, and then after which it did came down. So this could be your breakout trade if you are a breakout trader, or you can actually wait for it to come back, and then, or you can also have a half position here and have another position over here after it came back testing this power support turn resistance area. Okay, so this is the place that you can short as well. So or add on your position. If you don't want, it's also fine. I mean, depending on how you're gonna trade. So yeah, this is just a brief idea that I have for you. If you do see such a setup next time, and then you wanted to have, so basically you need to have your bias in this pair. So in this pair, if your bias is still on the downside, then of course you will find any opportunity for yourself to go on short in this Aussie dollar Swiss franc. So of course, after which this is just history. Yeah, what actually happened next is yeah, if you did catch it, good for you. And then that's what I wanted to share on Aussie dollar Swiss franc. Then for S&P wise is the same. So for last week I did mention that it could be able to pull back to the 4400, yeah, somewhere here. So I mean, it could be just by luck, the numbers just coincide with what I mentioned. But then it's also because of the fact that if you look at the daily time frame, right, this is a big resistance area that the price, if come back to here, should face quite significant selling and buying. Of course, it might have buying, it might have selling as well. So that's on the peer perspective. So that's why I was saying that yeah, the price could be coming back to here before it has some rejection. And then the rejection, I think, took place on Thursday after the CPI. So this has already formed a head and shoulder if you were to look at it this way. So this is the, or it can be a double top. I mean, it's just basically a, yeah, the pattern doesn't really matter. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a reversal pattern that you're looking out for, or is a consolidation before the next move that you're interested with. So for this one, it also brings me to the next trading idea that I have for S&P. So I do think that S&P could be coming down um, for the next week. And then of course things get changes as well, especially with the um, Israel war as well. So there could be changes that invalidate this bias that I have. But as of now, what I can see is I do have some bias of it going down. Of course, things will change over the course of next week. But yeah, let's see what happened after we. So that this is what I do think could be coming down. Okay, then other than that, I think for next week I do also mention about Euro Aussie. So Euro Aussies I did mention it a little bit last week as well. But then the fact is that it didn't really go on to do much except for pulling back to the pulling back to the support area again. So this was what I mentioned. And then this downtrend, it has already broke through as of last week. and last week or the week before, yeah, it has already broke through. And then for Monday itself, it did came back all the way to retest and then got supported over here. And then if your bias is still on the upside, of course you do take a look at whether you can go on long here or go on long here after this consolidation broke out. Okay, so this is where you can take your long as well. And then over here you could also be looking at it to consolidate, or it might be, yeah, it might be consolidating, or it might be, so basically it might consolidate and then it pull back up, or I mean it will pull back, sorry, it will pull back, or it will just consolidate over here and then it broke up higher. So my bias for this is still on the upside if it's possible, right? Then other than that, of course, do be mindful of this resistance zone that's over here as well. So that's on the Euro Aussies. Then for the Pound Canadian, I do see that it has some potential nice move that could be coming soon, especially with the CPI news next week. It might have some game changing, what you call that, game changing behavior for the Aussie stock. I mean for the pound. Okay, so okay, so this is what I was looking at. So this down leg is for sure you can see that the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, it is changing the characteristic of this pound Canadian to the downside. Then of course this pullback will be a pullback, a bearish pullback for the pound Canadian dollar. So yeah, to look at the things in lower time frame perspective, right? This what we call that, this consolidation, sideways consolidation for the whole of the last 2 week. I think it's coming down, and then any pullback should be for me to go short. So it can be possible that it goes up all the way before it come back down, or it can on Monday itself go down lower, and then after which it might consolidate, it might not. I mean, yeah, for me the team is the same, like Aussie dollar Swiss franc. My bias is as such, and then I just act according to what actually happens to the price action after that. Okay, so these are the two pairs I want to share for next week. Then of course on the USD itself, like mentioned just now, I do see that it does still have what you call that, strength to move up further, maybe to retest back the high, or maybe even break out to higher high. Okay, so unless thing changes, then this level, this zone will be the turning point for USD. So if let's say for example next week the USD came super weak, it broke here and then came all the way to make a new low, then probably for the with pullback, I will be looking for short already in terms of the USD. And of course I will be going on long on, let's say, the US Euro USD, for example. Okay, so these are the thing I want to mention for this week, and thanks for your time. And if you do find that it's useful, please like and share this video. Thank you.